Um, I I don't even know how I'm going to segue into this. I'm not actually. This is always fun to read, and these articles right here just absolutely. If I could wake up and have a news feed full of this, I don't think I'd be any happier than I am right. Pesticides, enemy of the people. Regulations currently ignore pesticides harm to soil species. Our study leaves no doubt that this disregard must change. Scoop up a shovelful of healthy soil, and you'll likely be holding more living organisms than there are people on Earth. Like citizens of an underground city that never sleeps, tens of thousands of subterranean species of invertebrates, nematodes, bacteria, and fungi are constantly filtering our water, recycling nutrients, and helping to regulate our planet's temperature. But under field conditions in tightly knit rows of corn, soybeans, wheat, and other monoculture crops, a toxic soup of insecticides, herbicides, and fungicides are. Guys, I don't even know if I can get this.
Matt,
It's
I
And this is where
already need. I already need.
I just want to say
something for me, or
Just-
my finger is in the light socket. Okay, my finger's in the light socket reading that.
Can I get 2 spoons to put into the outlet here?
you need to find you need to find
First
a you need to
off-
find a 220.
A lot of
find
this
220.
is researched already, right? And
Mhm.
and you can go in there and look at various research that takes place. And typically with most pesticide applications, you're going to see a rebound back to normal levels, levels that rivaled prior to application of said pesticide of microbial communities within 60 days. You will see a complete and total return. And depending on which fertilizer you apply, you may actually see it occur faster. And you may see actual increases above where you were prior to the application of pesticides through the application of chemical fertilizers. However, regardless of whether you choose to believe me or not, and I'm just quoting research that's already been done out there, and again, let me Google that for you if I must. The alternative is Sri Lanka. And if we have not beat Sri Lanka to death in this podcast, we are not doing you a service. Because that is the alternative to what is being suggested right here. And I don't know, maybe we can check in on them over the next 2 to 3 years and just get a real good sip of whatever flavor's coming out of there. And I hope to God, I pray that it is not a flavor of corpses. I do not want to see anyone hurt at all, especially due to famine. You think of a more horrific way to go than to think an economic decision to become an organic produced country led to the deaths of that many people, of starving to death. That is a horrific thing to have happen. In these articles right here that we're looking at right now that vilify the positives that come out of modern day agriculture, which again, nobody's saying it's perfect. On this show, the one thing we pretty much unanimously agree on is that there is a need to continuously improve everything we do in the green industry. It is the evolution of the industry, and we all agree on that unilaterally. The alternative to making brash decisions is ultimately horror stories. And we can point to multiple instances in history, not just Sri Lanka, but also what took place in North Korea, what took place in China, Pol Pot,
Russia. I mean, and you know what,
Germany.
Matt? Not so much East Germany, but I am like cautiously optimistic as well, because unlike China and Russia and and Europe in general, you know what's in Sri Lanka's favor? The fact that these people are surrounded by the ocean, so there's a lot of fish, there's a lot of, other resources other than farmed crops. However, And also, their climate is very moderate because I'm forever haunted by those pictures that I saw of the famines in Russia where people got the dual whammy of starving and freezing. Okay. I mean, they got the dual whammy, but then at least in Sri Lanka, if people are hungry, they can go, catch some fish. But even then, I still don't want to see anybody going through hard times where their dietary choices are limited involuntarily. I don't ever want to see anybody go through that.
Talk to me, Demay.
I'm just laughing. I don't know. I shouldn't be laughing because of what is being said, but
is this like a cackle at a funeral kind of thing?
Could well be. I mean, could well be where the situation is so grim and gruesome that somebody just has to bust out a little bit. I mean, we've all been there, right?
I'm just thinking of all the weird ways this can go down. I'm laughing at myself for thinking about all this and no longer being the voice of reason. So
it happens. Sometimes it just climbs out. Thank you for watching this clip. Be sure to tune in to the Burn and Return podcast on any of your favorite podcast apps every Wednesday, where we discuss the industry's hottest news.